Yo. Hey everyone. Today I want to talk about the solar plexus chakra and how to trust your gut. So here's how. I'll get right into it. First, let's talk about what your gut is and what your solar plexus chakra is. Most importantly, it is a whole mess of really important organs. You have the critical ones like your pancreas and spleen, which are there for keeping you alive. You have the crucial ones like your stomach, which controls digestion of your environment, your food, into your body and using it for fuel and your own means. And then you have the essential, and really where the word comes from in the sort of technical scientific field, the nerve network in your stomach. The nerves in your stomach, the amount of them and how they connect to your nervous system and the rest of your body is rivaled only by your brain. In fact, the raw amount of nerves that go into your brain and into your stomach are pretty close. I don't know if they're exactly the same, but they're pretty close. So how do we use all of these things in concert with each other rather than just feeling a big pit of anxiety where your stomach is? Well, first, let's talk about words and the words that we're using so that we can know what we're saying and what we're talking about when we go forward. First, there's the solar plexus word, and what that translates to is sun network. Now, again, officially, I'm pretty sure that's because the way your nerves display in your body is similar to the appearance of a sun in the sky. Energetically, though, it is the seat of your intuition, and that has been known through many traditions. Obviously, Reiki, we talk about it a lot, but it's in other traditions as well, in yoga, in Ayurveda, in acupuncture. The properties, the energetic and metaphysical properties of the solar plexus are it's one of the things that we all really do agree upon. So what is this intuition? Well, the intuition, your gut intuition, your gut instinct, I think would be a word for animals and things like that. Our intuition is a bypass of the limited logical mind and a way to find solutions in synchronicity with the universe itself. Now, that synchronicity may not make sense, and that's why I say it bypasses the logical mind. I don't mean that your intuition is not ever logical. Oftentimes, your intuition can communicate things to you, either through a gut feeling or words, like they do for me and for many people. It can communicate something logical. I'm not saying its nature is to be illogical. I'm saying that oftentimes the inputs it can give you once you're aligned with it are not necessarily rational. And I'll tell you what that means. So I write, and I'm working on 2 books right now. And sometimes I really want to write, and I know I should write. I should sit down, I should grind out for an hour or 2, I should put those words on the page, I should force them onto the page so that I can be a writer and so I can get the book done, so I can get the money from it. But then when I'm blocked, writer's block, when I have this block, what I do instead of forcing creativity down my throat is I will meditate, and I will allow that anxious, nervous, force the universe into compliance through action part of me to relax. And as I fill myself with Reiki and feel the good vibes, or just don't feel the negative vibes of trying to force the universe into place, then your gut, your intuition can speak to you. And when it does, for me, I'll just give you my own personal example, is like when it does for me, when I'm in that situation of like writer's block, it'll say like, go eat a piece of chocolate, go for a walk, go get your groceries that you were going to do tomorrow, but hell, you can do it now. And when you do, strike up a conversation with that with that cashier. That cashier looks kind of down. I bet at least, even though I can't figure out what to do about myself, at least I could say something cheerful and cheer them up. And I mean, obviously, as long as there's no one behind me in line. Go to the gym, whatever. And in other words, intuition and the way of the soul and the messages that those two things are trying to get across to you may take you in the seemingly opposite direction of where you momentarily want to or think you should be. But sometimes the key to the door that you're trying to open is found on the other end of the universe, and you gotta get there. And if you're stuck in anxiety, or you're stuck in fear, or you're stuck in not knowing what the future is and trying to figure it all out through thought and action and words, then you're not going to be able to key into the input of your true self, your vibrational self that always exists with Reiki, that always exists in that good feeling place. And that's why it's so easy to return to. I mean, not always easy, but it is possible to return to always, because that part of you, the Hindus call it the Atman, in the West we call it the soul, but that part of you is always there, and it always exists in union with the universe. And therefore, because it's in union with the whole universe, as I've said in previous videos, like Reiki is connected to the whole universe. It's, personally, I think it's beyond just a singular experience. That energy, once you are filled up with it, can allow your intuition to give you the way to getting what you want. And again, that way might be a long, winding road, but it's not even really about getting to where you want at the end. It's about, and this is what we teach in Reiki, the practice. It's not about manifesting what you want. Manifesting what you want is just the cherry on top. The real joy, the real blessing of individuated conscious experience is to be able to have all of these dips and drops and lack of our awareness, so that we can regain that awareness and have an even greater understanding of ourselves and what we really want and how to make that happen. And all of that can be transmitted to you through your gut. You don't need someone else telling you. And oftentimes when you're in a bad vibrational state and you're reaching out to people, oh, tell me the way, tell me what I need to do, tell me how to feel better, they're only telling you how they know to feel better. And so it may not work for you anyway. The best person who knows how to benevolently and lovingly affect your emotional state is you, because you've known you the longest and you know you the most and the closest. And yeah, you're not going to be able to find that way if you feel like shit. So your intuition can guide you in the true way, which is maybe trying to solve the problems from a position of angry, angsty rage and force isn't the way to a better vibration, And I think that your gut is this inbuilt way that we have to guide us there. And if you can't feel it, or you haven't felt it in a while, and keep in mind, like, there's lots of voices in your head. You've got so many things you have to keep track of, so much that has to get done. And so you have a lot of functioning programs running in your head to manage everything. Your gut is just one of them, but you can't hear your gut if you're not listening to it. And unlike, your spouse or whatever, your gut will stop talking if you are not listening. And that may be why you can't hear it. Maybe as a kid you listen to your gut, but your parents tell you not to do it enough and just to listen to them. And then you get in the habit of listening to everyone else to tell you what you need or what you want in your life experience. And you don't know how to reconnect to it yourself. Luckily, you can, because if you're alive, then chances are you have a solar plexus. And through filling yourself with good energy, you can activate that solar plexus, activate that chakra, and get intuition from it. And that intuition can guide you. I mean, hell, dude, half the time I'm writing, I'm just opening up my solar plexus chakra and letting my truth shine through. And that's how it ends up being so easy. And that's how you get, for me, that's how you get out of writer's block. Is that you stop being, it's not the writing that's blocked, it's me, and that's how you open up. So whatever you can do to stay in the vibration of alignment, whatever you can do to do it, and it may have nothing to do with what you're doing. Dancing, painting, writing, watching interesting YouTube videos, making interesting YouTube videos, being true to yourself. And even if that gets intense sometimes, even if that means saying the truth that's yours and ticking some people off in your environment. I mean, it's a process, and your gut is there to guide you. So do whatever you gotta do to get in tune with you. And the main way to do that through whatever you do is to feel good. Not feel good at anyone's expense, not feel good at the expense of ruining your life. You don't necessarily have to spend all of your money just to feel good. Just whatever little thing that you're drawn to, be drawn to it and see if you can hear either through a good feeling or a guiding feeling or a kind word from your gut, if you can tune into yourself and get guidance that way. And I'll leave you with this. I know for me, and I think most meditative practitioners would tell you, that the main way that you fill yourself up with this energy, that you get in tune, is through your breath. So through all of this, and definitely if you want to key in, man, remember to breathe. And when you do, breathe from your stomach. Thanks, guys. Have a good weekend.